Hey everyone, I came on today. I'm gonna have my dinner while I talk to you. It's not something I normally do, but I've been putting off making a couple of videos. But this video, I'm just gonna talk about things, and then there'll be another couple videos coming out. Tonight I made and am eating enchilada casserole with rice. I usually do beans with it too, but we didn't have beans, so food is expensive now. Yeah, beans are cheap, but I'll usually get, like when I make the enchilada casserole and beans and rice, I'll usually get the refried beans in a can. I always add stuff to it, but I also like to make my own beans. I just don't really make the refried beans. So there's a few things I want to talk about. The first thing is, have you guys heard about this blind Barbie that they brought out? I might get a lot of not great feedback for what I'm about to say, but I don't support it. I am blind, and that's why my eyes don't focus. For anyone who's new to my channel, I lost my sight when I was 10, and you know, I've pretty much, I do everything except drive. I can cook and do whatever, you know. I've raised 3 kids, and love it. Love pregnancy and babies and family. And anyway, this is Barbie. Okay, first off, Mattel, you want, as a company, to supposedly make us feel inclusive. Well, if that's the case, number one, how many people do you have working for Mattel? Number two, and if you do, great, but I highly doubt it. 2, if you are supposedly wanting us to be inclusive, when you have Braille on all the Barbie boxes, not just the blind Barbie's box. The next issue I have with it is they made her eyes like one look one way, one look the other. And yes, our eyes can do that, and our eyes do that, but not all of us have eyes that are only white. Not all of us have eyes that are always out of focus. I have a condition called nystagmus, which makes my eyes move. And it's really bad when I'm nervous, tired, or it's too bright, like way too bright. Not always, but that's usually when it's worse, is what I'm saying. However, Mattel, if I'm blind in real life, why would I want to pretend to be a blind person as well in a world of fantasy and pretend? You know, they could say that it's like, oh look, it's like me, it's a Barbie like me. First off, I've never really been a fan of Barbie, and when I was younger, I didn't feel she was like me. But what I mean by that is not because of the blindness, because again, I lost my sight when I was 10. Not because of the blindness, but because of the shape of her body. Then it was like blonde hair, blue eyes. And you know, I'm Mexican, so I didn't feel like that was me. Furthermore, I preferred baby dolls. I like playing the little homemaker and not so much the, you know, fashionista, I guess. Now, I love makeup. Don't get me wrong, I do now. I love makeup. And yes, blind people do love makeup, believe it or not. We like to look pretty. We do a lot of things that are normal. We live normal lives. We raise children. We shave our areas. We get our hair done. My hair looks crazy right now, but we get our hair done. We have significant others. We go through heartbreak. We do basically everything as a sighted person, just a little differently. Sometimes things are more challenging, of course. A lot of the time, things are more challenging. But we want to feel, as I will speak for me as a woman, I want to feel as quote unquote normal as possible. I don't like when people make, especially people that I'm not really close with, make too many blind jokes or blind jokes at all. Sometimes I feel it's demeaning, and I'm not a very sensitive person. Not anymore. I used to be. Not when it comes to those things. I can be sensitive to the one I give my heart to. But when it comes to blindness, I'm not sensitive, but I have my boundaries, and I have ways of, how would I say it? Things that do bother me, you know? This rice can open. So, I mean, we go through heartbreak. We go through happy times. We flirt. We like to talk. We like to read. We, you know, for those who are blessed enough or have the opportunity, we have jobs. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't, but that's because of discrimination and lack of education when it comes to people with disabilities and our capabilities. But yeah, the Barbie thing, I'm so not for. I'm not. I'm surprised you guys didn't like make her not match or stuff like that. There was some comments I was reading, and they're like, why would they put heels on a blind Barbie? Believe it or not, we wear heels. We wear heels, we wear thongs, we wear G-strings, we wear bras, we wear leggings, we wear tights. We like to smell good, feel good, and we're like other women. We like accessories, we like to be desired and heard and all that good stuff. Believe it or not, hot damn, right? But what we don't like, and what I don't like, is why would you make a Barbie where we're supposed to be feeling, you know, beautiful and everything? Not that we're not beautiful if our eyes aren't exactly quote unquote perfect, but why would we want to be in a fantasy world where it's like, now we want to be able to see, you know? Another thing, I don't like being messy. I don't know. I just don't like it. And then my friend and I were talking, and I'm like, what are they gonna do next? Are they gonna make like a paratransit bus? Like, they're gonna have like regular Barbie pick up all these Barbies with disabilities and like have them in a paratransit bus, like, because we can't drive the Barbie car, right? I don't know. I'm just like, what are we doing? And I'm entitled to my opinion and feelings, just as everyone else is today. And I'm not one to hold back. I don't like the idea. I don't. I really don't like the idea. I'm sure some people do. I personally don't. I will be right back. Yes. Yes. I'm making a video. No, on the small pen. Sorry about that. So, My oldest is a vegetarian. They just wanted to know if the pan, which enchilada pan had no meat. So anyway, I don't like it. I don't. I mean, already enough in this world, we have to fight so much to feel quote unquote inclusive, to feel normal, to feel whatever it is. Even in the dating world, like, it's a struggle. It's a struggle in many ways. You know, getting hired, like I said, dating, even shopping at the store. It's a constant reminder. Being blind is a constant reminder. Like, we don't get to turn it off or take this blindfold off. So why would we want to be that in a fantasy world? You know, and maybe some blind people feel differently, but I know myself and a few other blind people I've spoken with feel the same way. You know, when we go to the store sometimes, let me use the bank for an example. Say I go with someone to the bank. I mean, we also can be independent, but I'm saying, say I'm with someone and we walk up to the teller and I'm there for my account, okay? I pull out my card. I'm obviously going in my purse and I'm at the little kiosk, and they'll say to the person that's next to me or with me, does she know her PIN? I'm like, yes, I know my PIN. And I don't like when people speak for me. I get that they may not know that that's not proper, not okay. But my advice, if you're with a blind person and that happens, if the person who is visually impaired or blind doesn't say it, go ahead and direct that person who is talking to them to say, please speak with her/him. You know, because it's insulting. It's insulting, it's demeaning, and it's, again, another reminder. I'm blind. Okay, I can't do anything because I'm blind. You know, that's the way a lot of the world treats us. When we go to the store, let's say we're picking out clothing. And yes, a lot of us have our own style of things we like. I like fitted clothes myself. I like things that I like to look nice. I like to be pretty. You know what I mean? I like to get dolled up like any other woman. I'm not calling myself pretty. I'm not like whatever. I'm just saying that, you know, I like what I like, okay? I may ask for opinions like, hey, does this look nice? Or what do you think of this color? But for the most part, I know what I like and I know what I don't like. And so if I'm there and I'm getting help from an employee that's there, especially if it's a younger woman, she'll pull something out that, first off, there's two things. One, she wouldn't wear herself. She'd probably buy that for her 92-year-old grandmother, but she'll be like, hey, you like this? It's so pretty. Or she'll get the thing out, the blouse, the shoes, whatever, and she'll ask the person I'm with, does she like these? I'm right here. I'm blind. I can hear you. No offense to people who can't hear, but I can't see, right? But I can hear you. So please address me. Talk to me. So again, the Barbie thing is like another reminder. And to me, this is just how I feel. Why did you guys make her eyes like that? And if it's blind people purchasing the Barbie, and I hate to say this because it almost feels insulting too, because of course we're going to ask how it looks or use an app to see what things look like. But if it's a blind person who is playing with the Barbie, then is she looking, or he looking at the eye? She probably, sorry. Is she looking at the eyes? So you purposely make the eyes look out of focus. This is your attempt to make a blind person Barbie. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I just don't. I'm like, I just don't get it. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, oh, here's something else I read. They said they want little girls to feel like you can be successful too, even if you're blind. Okay, if you're buying a Barbie who's blind and all she comes with is a cane and clothing, what success are you talking about? Looking beautiful? That's successful? That's not success. It's not. It's vain. I mean, but it's not. What do you mean you want them to feel like they can be successful? Of course we can be successful. A lot of us are. My best friend who's blind is a psychologist. I have many friends. I have a couple of friends that work for the IRS who are also blind or visually impaired. I do not have a current job right now because California is very discriminative, and it's just like that in a lot of places. 70 to 80% of the population is not employed, of blind people. 70 to 80% of blind people are not employed. It is very hard to get hired. So yeah, I mean, we don't feel inclusive in the real world a lot of the time. We don't feel like we're included, like we're thought of. Like, I feel like every establishment, every place of employment should be equipped with screen readers in their computers. And on top of that, people who work in these stores, hospitals, schools, wherever, need to be trained to work with people with disabilities, and I think trained specifically to work with blind people, because a lot of you sighted people, guys and ladies, treat us like we're stupid, and a lot of the time we could even be way more qualified than someone else who has sight to get the job, but we won't get it because we're blind. Makes no sense. I don't like the Barbie idea. I don't like that they made her eyes look crazy or whatever. And again, I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad whose eyes are a certain way. Our eyes are how they are, but every one of us who have a visual impairment or are blind have a different condition, which has our eyes, and like our eyes are different is what I'm saying. So not all people who are blind eyes look like that. That our eyes don't all look like that. You know what I'm saying? So yes, they're out of focus like mine are now. But the next person's eyes don't look like my eyes, and so on and so forth. And I just personally don't feel like, okay, let me give you another example. You know what's inclusive? At Target, you can buy cards that have Braille on them, and you can play cards. That's inclusive. Video games that are accessible to blind people. That's being inclusive. And more video games need to get on the ball, because there's a lot of people. You would sell so many more PlayStations, and Xbox hasn't even got on it like that. I don't know about Nintendo. I don't know if the others have gotten on it, but Apple has been the best as far as, if you want to call it being inclusive. They are ridiculous with their prices. I'm not like a full-on Apple supporter, but I will say, Apple, that I'm glad that you really do keep blind people in mind with all of your devices, because we don't have to pay extra for VoiceOver, which is a screen reader that allows us to navigate the internet, navigate our phones, our computers. I personally don't have a MacBook. I would love one, but see, for Microsoft, you gotta buy JAWS, which is a screen reader, and that's like $1,000 or more. And then any other talking programs, you gotta buy. You gotta pay extra. And a lot of us blind people, again, are not employed, so we can't afford those programs and computers and things like that. But back to the point. Apple has us in mind when they're creating their devices, iPhones, computers, iPods, wow, iPads, the watches, all of it is, which I would love one of those too, all of it is accessible for us. We're able to check our email, text, navigate online, use most apps. Now there are some apps that are not accessible to us, and they should be. We have this other app that's really cool called Be My Eyes. It has helped me in life so much already, and I just love it. So basically you take a picture, and you know what, I'll do a tutorial on it. You take a picture of something, or you can go in your camera roll and look at those photos, and it describes the picture down to any detail you want to know. Like, you can ask it first, you know, to let you know what the picture is. Then you can say, like, say it'll describe, oh, she's on a beach and there's beautiful blue water, and you know, they'll describe everything. But say you want more detail, so you can be like, give me more detail about this person, or give me more detail about the scenery, and it will tell you more. And then if you want specifics, it'll do that. It's a great app, and it has two options. Be My Eyes has two options. One is, sorry, my lips are dry, to read or to describe the photos. Another option is to call a volunteer, which these people are beautiful. They volunteer to help describe things real time, you know, live. So you can call and say you're walking and you're by yourself, and so they can see ahead of you, like, you know, this is in front of you, or maybe you want to go a little to the left. Or you can just have them in real time, which is what I do sometimes. Ask them colors of clothing or makeup or whatever the case may be. So those things are great. That's my excuse me, it's rude to talk with your mouth full. I'm excited though. The Be My Eyes app is my favorite app. I love it. I will tell you more juicy stories in the next video of what I found, came across, what I caught people doing. There's a lot of things that this app has helped with. Also, it'll read your mail. You know, anything. Basically, snap a photo and it'll tell you what it is. Or if you have family members or people that you want to describe, if you're wanting to describe someone you're interested in, you want them to describe your boyfriend, your girlfriend, flowers. I do it all the time. I take pictures of flowers or get pictures from flowers online because I absolutely love flowers and learning about them. And I'll have them describe it, like, in detail with colors. And I can see in my head the colors. I know that sounds crazy, but I had my sight at one point, so I remember colors, and I miss that. I miss looking at flowers. I miss looking at water. Things that are soothing. I miss those things. Looking at the nighttime sky with the stars. I miss all of that. I do not have paper towels or napkins right now, so I'm using the next best thing, toilet paper. But yeah, we like to get our hair done. My hair doesn't look the best right now. I didn't do it, but I'll come on when I do again. And I've been doing like a balayage in my hair, so I'll have like the different colors of the browns. And because my hair, if you have watched my channel or know me, my hair is black. Hold on one second, my phone is falling. No, there we go. Sorry about that. Sorry, you just saw my messy room. Yeah, it's super messy. I just literally threw everything on my bed and I'm kind of rearranging things, so it's messy right now. I'm sorry. But what was I saying? Yeah, balayage. So it's like different color browns. What I really wanted was a light brown, but my hair lady I go to, she's so beautiful. I love her. Hey, Bianca. She doesn't do color correction, so hair lifting, but she does do like to where it can, you know, she's lightening my hair with doing the balayage. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, I don't like the Barbie idea. That's what I'm saying. There's been a lot going on. I'm in counseling now. I've had my 3rd session. I love it. Well, I think I'm exaggerating when I say I love it. I'm still uncertain if I'm staying with this particular counselor, but there is something that I've come to grips with in the last couple of weeks that is new for me. And what it is what's helped me a lot through being hurt, through living, just living, is acceptance. And I'm not saying you got to be okay with everything, but it's a matter of, if you're, like, say you're dealing with someone in a situation, a relationship, a situationship, you know that this person isn't committed to you and you're committed to them. Now you already know they're not committed. So you can either fight and cry and not sleep at night, or you can take the joy you get from it and do that. I'm not saying that's what you should do. By any means, I'm not giving any advice. I'm giving an example. If you have the level of acceptance, like, this is what's going on, I cannot control this other person, I can only control me, and that's probably the example I should give, then you'll have a much easier time with dealing with it. If you see the good you get out of it and you're okay with it and you're an adult and you're consenting to certain things, then that's acceptance. Like, you're, I don't know, maybe that's not a good example. What I'm saying is this: if you know a person or know a situation or have an understanding of something, for an example, if you know a person is the way they are and you want them in your life and you couldn't imagine them not in your life, then you accept those things. Or you don't have this person in your life because you aren't able to accept it, and that's okay too. Do not act like you can accept something that you cannot, because it will eat you up inside. So I'm not by any means saying that you should accept things you're not okay with. What I am saying is that when you have acceptance on certain things, it's a lot easier to deal. Like, all right, this is how you think. I can't change that about you. I can only control me. And again, I didn't give the best example there. But hopefully you get what I mean. When you have a level of acceptance, when you have acceptance, then things just vibe easier in general. I'll explain that more. It's just like, you understand a situation, or you understand a person. You know they're a certain way. You know that maybe they get, how can I say this? Well, I mean, that is a good example that I gave, I think. You know, if you're in a situationship, I hate that word and I hate that, but oh my God, I know I'm talking about such trivial matters, but the bottom line is this: if you have acceptance, it's a lot easier. And if there are things you cannot accept, then please know that you don't have to. And life is too short for you to ever give up who you are. I'm not saying you can't compromise with things, but in order for you to truly be okay, you gotta love yourself first, okay? So you're not gonna be accepting all kinds of bullshit. You're not. But when I say have acceptance, it doesn't mean the bullshit unless you want to. That's your choice. But make sure you're good with it. Make sure that this is okay with you, you know? If it's not okay with you, life is too short. We could die tomorrow. I hate to put it like that, but it's true. I have lost people young, you know, and I have to take my own advice too, and not, I'm getting better at it, and not accepting what I cannot really digest or process, what I'm really not okay with. I know I went on a little bit of a tangent, but what's also helped me about counseling is being able to talk and hear myself. Like, it makes a huge difference when you're talking to someone who's impartial, who doesn't know you. And sometimes they give you exercises to do, but this counselor hasn't really given me many exercises. What she has told me is that I need to set boundaries, but I'm not going to go into too much of what my sessions are about. There's just some important things that I think other people should know as well. You should have always set boundaries for yourself. Say no when you're not okay with something. You don't have to be okay with something, no matter how much someone tries to convince you. If you don't feel right about it, then don't accept it. Your body, your life is your own. When you're married or when you're in a relationship, I think that you should check in with each other on a constant. Make sure that you're both okay. Do you need anything? You know, is there anything I can do? And be genuine about it, and be able and open to listen and not criticize. Because listening and hearing, it's two different things. You can hear a song and not really listen to the words. You can hear your partner and not listen to what they're saying. It's so important to listen to each other and really allow them and yourself to let everything out on the table. And the things you don't like, you talk about it and express why you're uncomfortable with it and what can we do about it. You know, and sometimes there's not always an easy answer, a solution, but that's when you got to see like what's important to you, what's not. Because life's too short to not be real with yourself, because that's where it all starts. I think I've said enough for today. There's a lot more I want to say though, and there's a lot I want to share. And there are other topics I want to talk about, but not in this video. Because it wouldn't be appropriate. So, I hope that everyone is okay. Again, I'm sorry about the autofocus video. You know what else I hate? I notice a lot of times, and this I will say about blind people, about myself. I hate when my eyes seem more closed, like when I'm talking. And I love mascara because I like my eyes to seem more open. And ever since I've had this Be My Eyes app, oh my God, let me tell you this too. Like online, like if you're not secure with yourself, I don't know, man. Like if there's a woman who's after you online and it makes your lady feel insecure. I mean, if she's not your lady, then you don't, you know, owe her anything if you're just seeing each other. But if it's your woman and there's a woman online that makes her feel uneasy or insecure, please, like, make a way, like, block her or get her out of your life, or at least be open with her about who this girl is or whatever, if you're not trying to step out or anything like that. Because, like, it's crazy. Like, I've had this app, and there are some gorgeous women online, perfect bodies, big beautiful eyes, gorgeous hair, curly, straight, whatever. And I'm just like, damn, like, that's another thing. I like makeup, but I can't do all of it, like eyeshadow and stuff like that. Or, you know, just beautiful things that they do, like posing and doing this. And this is not the be all end all, you know what I'm saying? It's not, but oh my God, if she's like on your every post or whatever, and especially if you had some things in your past where your woman, your girl, your lady feels insecure because you've done some things. Nobody's perfect, you know. Then do the right thing and make sure she feels safe and secure with you. Like, her body, heart, mind, soul, everything should feel safe and not threatened by another woman. And yes, to start, it begins with her, but you can help too. You know, reassure her. You're the king, you're the leader. So reassure her and let her know she's beautiful. Let her know that you love her or care for her. And these people online who might chase you and stuff like that, you know, that doesn't mean anything to you. If it doesn't. Now, if it does, that's some other stuff you got to deal with. But you shouldn't be in a relationship at that point then, you know? Like, if you don't, you know, it's a problem today, I think. People don't want to commit. People want to have options. And there's some people who are old-fashioned like me. I don't want to be your option. I want to be your priority. I want to be yours. I want you to be mine. You know, why don't I deserve that? And sometimes I'll be like, is it because I'm blind? Is it because of this? Is it because of that? But it's not. It's just, women don't question yourself like that either. It's not you. It's what they don't want a commitment. But it's not because you're not beautiful. It's not because you don't have a good heart. You know, some people don't have a good heart. And some people have terrible attitudes that make the outside ugly too. You know, because who you are shines. And that's the truth, okay? Like, I know that sounds like an after school special, but that's the truest shit, really. Why am I cursing so much today? That's the truest thing, really, is if you are a beautiful person, loving, peaceful, and you bring peace and joy, then you make that outer beauty shine, you know? You're helpful, you're considerate, you're loving, you're patient, you're funny. Those things help your beauty shine more than any makeup. So remember that, you know, it all starts within you, within yourself, everything. Nothing is really on anybody else. However, when you're in a committed relationship, because true enough, like, if he's not committed, you can't expect these things out of him, because he's seeing other women. I'm telling you now, like, he's seeing other women. He's not gonna only see you. If he hasn't said he's exclusive with you, he's definitely seeing other women. And maybe not constantly, maybe not all the time, but it's there. And if he tells you the opportunity, if the opportunity arises, if he tells you that you're not committed, if he tells you that straight up, then you really can't say anything if you're choosing to deal with it. That there goes that acceptance, right? If you're wanting to deal with him, then have that level of acceptance and know that he's going to do what he's doing. And if you're not okay with it, don't do it. And I'm saying, if you're not okay with it, you shouldn't do it. Because then you're in an open relationship. Not really even in a relationship. Not committed at all. So, I really went on some tangents today, huh? I don't like the blind Barbie. Sorry. I don't like the doll. I really don't appreciate that they made her eyes like that. And again, I'll say it again. If you want to be inclusive, Mattel, make all your boxes accessible and legible for us. Make them all in Braille. You really shouldn't have done that thing with their eyes. And make some jobs for blind people if you really want us to be inclusive and feel like we're successful, okay? That'd be great. But anyways, I love you guys. Sending lots of love. I hope all is well. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.